Hello and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigerians' leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute wholesome package that comprises brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix encompassing thorough and in-depth or aimed at promoting the brand idea. I'm Ogali Abikele Mafuru.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
You're welcome back. First on Marketing Edge on TV is brand news, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of advertising, marketing, and communication in Nigeria and around the globe. Now on brand news. As professionals in the integrated marketing communications industry gradually shift from the referral of the UTI to strategic thinking, experts in the public relations subsector of the integrated marketing communications industry have expressed optimism that this year will witness increased growth for the sector. The experts who spoke to Marketing Edge premised this projection on the milestones the profession attained last year. Speaking to Marketing Edge, Akonte Ekine, lead strategist of Absolute PR Limited and co-founder of Consumer Value Broadcasting, disclosed that the PR profession witnessed an upward swing with more organization and brands leveraging the unique expertise of professionals for effective communication. He added that the institutionalization of the Code of Conduct had an immense impact on the sector as compliance level and adherence to ethical standards improved. For Nobo Obina, Principal PR Executive of Worktainment Limited, although the year 2022 witnessed an impressive growth, the menace of unregistered and unqualified professionals still plagues the sector. He expressed hopes that the growth and adherence to ethical standards would rise this year. As part of strategies to consolidate on existing initiatives to reposition the advertising industry through policy formulations and continuous engagement, the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ARCON, has announced plans to drive full enforcement of the advertising law this year to ensure strict adherence to the code of practice and other regulations instituted by the body. Speaking exclusively to Marketing Edge, the Director General of the Apex Advertising Regulatory Agency, Dr. Olalekan Fadolapo, disclosed that the Advertising Industry Standards of Practice (ISOP) will take full effect this year as all the industry reforms will be fully enforced. The advertising regulator, who affirmed that the agency will be engaging with other key stakeholders within the advertising business, expressed optimism that the recent reforms will further enhance the operations and service delivery of the industry with improved impact on economic development. Interactive digital advertising platform Advert247 has officially launched the first rideshare advertising network in Nigeria to deliver engaging and impressive in-car video ads to potential customers via the vast network of streaming tablets stationed in vehicles across the country. Speaking at the unveiling ceremony, founder of Advert247, Oladayo Benjamin, revealed that the company has come to help brands and marketers economize their advertising budget while aiding them to reach their target audience. According to him, Advert247 was birthed to address the impact of inflationary pressures and a looming advertising recession on ad budget. In a bid to drive social equality, inclusion, and human rights advancement, leading fast-moving consumer goods FMCG company Unilever has announced commitment to the promotion of human rights in the workplace and across its value chain. The FMCG company, while disclosing that the decision is contained in its Responsible Partner Policy (RPP), which aims to create an enabling and secured environment for employees, has made it mandatory for partners within the value chain to adopt policies that promote human rights. According to the Chief Procurement Officer of the company, partners are encouraged to develop novel initiatives to build on the stipulated minimum standards as defined in the policy to advance the transformational agenda of the company. He assured that by 2030, all individuals within its value chain will be earning living wages. Well, that was brand news. Next is branding focus after this break.
Esther, you're late again. Esther. She's a wonder, a light in the darkness. She's beautiful. Oh, she's a superstar.
Morning, Esther.
She never let her mama down. She's beautiful. She know the fear. She know they ever got a hand for her.
No phones at the table, please.
Oh,
Esther.
oh.
I love you too.
So
Got everything? Don't forget I'll pick you at 4.
I love you.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now on branding focus. This year, organizations are taking a retrospective evaluation of performance in the past year, benchmarked against certain critical growth indices to measure exactly what moved the needle, either upward or downwards. Despite the fact that the advertising industry experienced the worst phenomenon in centuries with the advent of the coronavirus pandemic in 2020, the economic headwinds that accompanied it did not deter agencies from recording an upsurge in advertising spend compared to the preceding year. This is attributed to the resilience and doggedness of professionals within the integrated marketing communications industry, as well as adaptive disposition to the new trends and realities created by technology. While the coronavirus pandemic has made certain long-term goals somewhat unrealistic, it is imperative for agencies to prioritize certain growth enablers this year. Evaluating the nation's economic situation and impact on the economy is expedient as the advertising industry exists within this ecosystem. According to the economic analysis by the Fiscal Policy Partners and Africa Tax Leader PwC Taiwo Yedele, Nigeria is facing significant economic headwinds amplified by structural changes. Although Nigeria remains the largest economy, Nigerians' GDP is growing albeit slower than desired, with growing population estimated at 95 million and multidimensional poverty at 133 million. Survival this year is dependent on how fast agencies can predict, innovate, and harness the huge opportunities of technological evolution to deliver on clients' expectations. As clients look forward to maximize advertising budget this year, speed in harnessing technology to increase return on investment will be a competitive edge for agencies. According to a call tracking and marketing measurement platform CallRaise report, 85% of agency marketers believe that proving ROI to clients will be the key to growth this year, while 80% believe keeping their MarTech updated is essential to their marketing agency's survival. According to the report, the top priority is expected to aid realization of the 2023 goals for agencies include investing in new tools, technologies, business development, partnerships, client retention, outsourcing and hiring. Investment in new tools and technologies was recorded to be the highest priority for agencies in 2023. Adopting new marketing technology to track campaign ROI as well as other metrics that will clearly show the numbers is fundamental as clients are more drawn to agencies that offer comprehensive martech solutions and competitive marketing analytics tools. This is expected as digital advertising spend is projected to rise in double digits and clients' preference shifting there as consumers' digital consumption deepens. Hence, adapting to recent changes within the digital landscape as well as what it is to come this year cannot be overstated. To stay ahead of latest trend, in-house digital skill set and necessary tools are imperative for maximum efficiency, which will guarantee client satisfaction and retention. When I was branding focus, next is industry conversation, where we have discussions with men and women who have contributed immensely to the business of brand management. Well, this week we have with us the president of the Media Independent Practitioners Association of Nigeria, MIPAN, and vice president of the International Advertising Association, IAA Nigerian chapter, Mr. Femi Adelusi, after this break.
Easy motion. Blow on motion.
Make your toes to one network. As much shaking the red Lord, they say, my God, Dalu o adupe. Better day, oh, your work and play. Better service, better network. Data limited, Jaburata.
Better don't come. Make una dance. Better future. Better service. Glow unlimited.
Oh, hey.
Better don't come. Better business for Nigeria, for Africa, and the world. Adupe.
From all of us at Glow, we wish you joy unlimited. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Hello and welcome to Industry Conversation, a segment on Marketing Edge on TV, where we have discussions with men and women who have contributed immensely to the strategic positioning and promotion of brands. Well, this week we have with us the president of the Media Independent Practitioners Association of Nigeria, MIPAN, and vice president of the International Advertising Association, IAA, Nigeria chapter, Mr. Femi Adelusi. So pleased to have you with us on Industry Conversation.
Thank you.
Such a
Pleasure
great
is mine.
pleasure to have you.
Always
After
a
long
pleasure.
time.
Yes.
Yes, so
Thank you.
you're welcome, sir. Femi Adelusi is the current president of the Media Independent Practitioners Association of Nigeria, MIPAN, and also vice president, International Advertising Association, IAA, Nigerian chapter. He is the founder of a marketing communications group that comprises of Brand Eye Media, Brainbox Marketing Services Limited, and DG Breed Limited. A fellow of the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ALCON, and a director on the board of Alphabetic Media Academy, AMA, Lagos. He is also the chairman, heads of Advertising Sectorial Group, HASG. So pleased to have you on Industry Conversations.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, such a great delight to have you after the last time we had a conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes, so against the backdrop of the series of economic challenges that we have to grapple with,
Yeah.
how are agencies optimizing the marketing budget of their clients?
Agencies have to think outside of the box, as it's often said. I think, again, we had envisaged this even a couple of years before now. Agencies, we have to think about how do I go beyond the traditional core of what my service is as an agency is. Mm-hmm. How do I expand the services that I'm offering to clients? How do I create or optimize or leverage the investments that the clients put on our desk or our table as agencies to deliver incremental value to the client? So I think for agencies who typically for every dollar spent, they're thinking, how do I give $2 back to clients in terms of value? Maybe now the challenge, how do I make that $4 or $5 in terms of value? So agencies will be approaching content developers, stations to get much more value for the same level of investment. So how do I get more for the same? Or how do I get more value, right, for less investment? So these will be, negotiations and deals, right, and deals that deliver incremental value will be how agencies begin to deal. I think we also will need to start thinking about, do we leverage strength? So if there are agencies that have unique discounts or unique value that they derive, then maybe I can approach and work with those agencies to deliver a better value to my client rather than approaching the vendors directly. So how can we collaborate more to get much more out of the investments that we get, that the client is entrusting us with? How do we also leverage technology? Technology, we play a very key part, right? So how do I deliver more using the various technological platforms that are available beyond the traditional channel? How do I deliver more to the client? So for agencies, it will really be the how and the creativity and the innovations that we bring to the account and the brands that the client has given us the responsibilities for to manage for them.
So far, how would you evaluate the client and agency relationship?
I think to be completely honest, I think we've had a couple of challenging months in terms of how the ecosystem works. My view 25 years ago when I came into this industry, the agency client relationship was seen as very strong partnerships. And clients invested significantly in the agencies and trusted the agencies. Shared plans, invested in people development, in training and capacity building. There was a lot of respect, right? So understanding that I'm engaging this agency because they have values and intellectual capabilities, they've got experience, and they've got a broad skill base that they bring to my table because of the diversity of the experience that agencies have in working with multiple brands across sectors. So there's a lot of respect. There's a lot of value in that. But when I look at the industry right now, I don't see as much. There's so much debate, which sometimes is also good, to challenge the agencies to get more value and to raise the game of the agencies. But I think it could be much, much better. The collaboration in working to build a brand. As agency, we must see ourselves as brand managers, irrespective of the titles that we all carry. Whether you're in the media agency or creative agency or experiential marketing agency, we're all helping to grow brands into the future, to have a bigger share of the market. Okay, and the client needs to see us as a department or a unit or a significant part of them, or partners who are in that same, helping to grow the brand volume or value, right? Helping to grow long-term equity for the brand. And if you see your agency as such, then certain conversations about agency remuneration will be much, much easier. I remember in those days when I worked on accounts like the British American Tobacco, marketing directors in those days is very concerned about the agency profitability and margins and markup and people development and training. They are very concerned about how much training your staff are getting and where they are going for training, right? So and a lot of multinationals believed in that as well. It would be great to come back and to experience those days again where agencies are giving that level of support and seen as strategic partners in building the brand. I see much less of that today. Also, in investment in the industry, I remember the days of media monitoring, the early days of data, arms data and diary data. Most of these initiatives were led by the client who owned this, who saw the value that if I have the insight, if I have data, if I have knowledge, of media, right, in terms of insight, in terms of data, if I have data that is regular and consistent, that tells me about the consumers as well as the media choices to make, it is in my own long-term interest, okay? And therefore clients were willing. I were leading some of these industry initiatives around technology, around data, even in those early days. I think that's where we all want to see the industry, where the agencies are seen as strategic partners to the client and working together to grow the brands into the future. That's the industry that we need to all work together to build.
I agree with you, absolutely. The next question would be, to what extent has the media buying and planning business been disrupted by technology?
It's, I would say, significant extent. About 10 years ago, when I worked on the client side, and we used to talk about technology and the fact that the digital space is growing, is going to grow. In those days, digital was maybe still 10%, 12%, or 15% for the most dynamic FMCG in those days in terms of how much of the advertising budget is going into digital space. But today, the briefs that are coming in are saying digital first, right? Unlike before when digital was a support channel, but the brief today are saying more digital first, and then you are thinking about the other media channels to support. So almost like a complete 360-degree flip over. So digital is leading the conversation, and because of the digital offers a lot in terms of measurability, in terms of speed, right? In terms of even the level of engagement and the innovations around that platform as well. So that will continue to lead in the medium to perhaps even the long run. In the long term, digital will continue to lead, just as the brief that are coming out today. So I think the challenge for the agency is to see how do we accelerate our process, how do we develop our people, how do we develop or tweak our processes in order to be able to respond much faster to the demands of today. Also, even when you think about the traditional platform, we're having a conversation with a technology provider who has a solution where you can, and the promise that this solution offers is that you can have about 250 TV and radio stations on a platform, and you can sit in your office and develop your media plan and access all the rates and discounts of all of these 250 radio TV stations from your desk and plan your media from this single platform. Issue your media order, plug in your discounts for your respective agencies, and have your media plan. And you go back to the same for your monitoring and your compliance and reporting and financing and getting your payment, everything. So now the days of who is a media planner or a buyer might begin to change. And what kind of skill, what kind of training, what kind of background do you need to have to work in the media industry will begin to change as well. So even in the traditional space, you can see the impact of digital in every day in the way that we work. So, and that's just what the future is uncovering.
So, consumer insight is very fundamental to the realization of, marketing objectives. It drives efficiency for the media buying and planning business. So what is the level of, data accessibility when it comes to all the efforts that have been made to provide a reliable data measurement tool?
Yeah, I think there's a lot that can be done. A lot more still needs to be done. There are initiatives around the audience measurement. We honor we must acknowledge the work that the government is doing, an investment around audience measurement data with the support across all the key sectoral bodies, as well. It's also because we do understand, I think, across different sectors, whether government, private sector, public sector, there is realization that consumer data is critical. So Nigeria by now should have, a much more robust database. We've seen the AMS and about 20 years of the AMS data and the diary studies for media, for example. We've had several discussions around technology like People Meter and devices in home that can track who's watching what and reporting from a 24 hours basis to even an hourly basis. There's a lot of conversation that is taking place on the Nigerian digital space, TV going digital, and all the initiatives and rollout by federal government. But a lot of conversations, but in terms of real terms and what is now available in terms of insight and data that advertisers or agencies can access today, we still don't have. So there's a lot of conversation. but less availability in terms of reality on ground.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Was that the much we can take on Marketing Edge on TV this week? Do well to join us for the second part of our conversation with Mr. Femi Adelusi. I'm Ogalia Bikele Mafro. See you again.